Welcome to another episode of In the Studio by Spirit Fest SA, hosted by Piano Princess. Today we have a very amazing guest. He goes by the name of Sapda, who is a 3-step DJ, producer, multi-award winner. But before we get into the interview, let's get into our top 5 songs of the week. At number 5, we've got Izimangaliso by Yams, Zweitoven, Kaylee Botman featuring Kanisa. At number 4, we have Mali by Dlala Tugzin, Zingumalo, and Sykes. At number 3, Emhlabeni by Calvin Momo, The Musical Chef featuring Tato Hadzi and Tracy. At number 2, we've got Toluguti, Clap Song by Jazzworks, GLCJ, Tugutela featuring Mahu. And the song of the week at number 1, we have Ngiyozama by Kabza the Small, Dlala Tugzin featuring Sykes, Youngstana, Gosazana Dota, Tato Hadzi, and Tracy. So without wasting any time, let's give a big welcome to Sapda. Okay, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Wait, I think figures are there because the future's bright.
Yeah, it's so lovely having you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so for those who don't know you, can you please let us know who is Sapda?
Sure. I'm a lot of things. And I was very intentional about being a lot of things. Because I think we live in a world where I think as young people, we can explore so many things, you know. Yeah. I'm born in Elwell North in the Eastern Cape. Literally the first town you enter, you know, when you enter the Eastern Cape, it's like at the border, the north side of the Eastern Cape. That's where I grew up. That's where, you know, I was raised. I went to Elwell North Primary School, Elwell North High School. I left and I went to Bloemfontein at the University of the Free State. And from then I moved over to Johannesburg. So I started doing radio back when I was in high school in 2008. And I really just had a vested interest, you know, in just radio and what is this thing that can create images in your mind, you know. So started doing radio and exploring that, and then moved over to Bloemfontein where I explored radio even further at Motewa FM. Then I did GOV CFM, which is a campus radio station at the University of the Free State. And then I got, scouted by YFM. And then I moved to YFM. Was at YFM for about 11 years. I think that's where really, where the brand really started growing and I started seeing growth in the brand. But during that time, I wanted to diversify and I wanted to grow the brand even further. There's a big love of music. I grew up in a family that is about music. My mom was a choir master. So ibingula mama lo dibanisa abantwana esikolweni ekwayareni abadibanise soprano, alto, you know. And she would direct and guide them and lead them. So every time they had practices, I would be there, you know, watching all of this coming together. My dad was a great pianist. My sisters played the flute. My elder sister can play the piano. When I was in primary school, I went for guitar lessons. I learned how to play the piano. So I come literally from, you know, a very musical background. And then I was like, I'm in Johannesburg. I meet people like Frigo, Peko, the guitarist, and then they start, you know, introducing me to production. And that's how I started getting into production. And yeah, it's been a very long journey. I'm now at Metro FM. I'm no longer at YFM. I've been there for a few months. The music is doing well, you know, but there's still so much more to do, and yeah, I'm still about that. So in a nutshell, maybe I know that was not a nutshell, but okay. Yeah, that's who Sapda is.
Okay, thank you. So we've got some questions curated for you. Okay. We created them, and also some of them are from fans that just want to know a few things about you. So was it always Afro House for you, or 3-step, or did you explore other sounds before locking into your identity?
It's always been Afro House. I explored hip-hop a bit. But then the reason why I explored hip-hop was because I hosted a show called The Plug. And I met a guy called Vava Decepticon. and he said, "Yo, man, I've got this hook that I think we should jump on." Excuse me, with hip hop, you know. The only one song that you'll find on DSPs that has a DJ Sapda. It had Deleuze on it, it had Young Swiss, it had Muesli, it had Rouge on it. I explored that sound purely because I also wanted to promote my show at the time. But since man, it's been Afro House, it's been 3-step. I believe that you want to find your identity, you want to find your sound, and a sound that you are able to be creative and also explore and express yourself. And I think Afro House is the sound for me. As much as I acknowledge piano, I love what the piano cats are doing. I appreciate what piano has done, not only for the industry, but for the country as a whole. But, you know, you have to be true to yourself and authentic to yourself. And Afro House is where it's at for me.
Okay. What drew you to production specifically? Was it control, the sound, or anything like deeper?
It was identity. It was understanding that radio can only get so far. The frequency can get so far. I wanted to connect with people on a different level. I wanted to connect with people on a very personal level outside of the frequency. And music has done that for me. So whether I am on radio for those 3 hours or I'm not on radio for those 3 hours, people are still able to connect with what I'm trying to share, what I'm trying to express, and the feeling that I want people to feel, you know, in the music. Even though it's not intentional, outside of studio, outside of production, you then get to really notice that music is really a feeling. It's beyond just the kum kum, you know, and the pere pere pere, you know. It's beyond just that. And I think I had so much to share outside of radio that didn't, because I'm a producer, that didn't require vocals, because I talk on radio, that required a different side of me, and music has done that. So yeah, it's something way deeper than just control and, you know, production.
Okay, so Afro House has such a rich rhythm and spirit. What does the genre mean to you personally?
Sure. Like I said, it's very spiritual. People have sent me messages saying that, yo, Sapda, your music has touched my life. It has changed my life. Sapda, your music has taken me from a very deep, dark place. And because of music wako Sapda, ndilapha ngoku. You know, whenever I listen to the song and I'm not feeling good or I'm not in the mood for anything, because of your music, this is where I am. So yeah, it's way deeper than that. It's above me. It's beyond me. I'm just literally just the vessel, you know, to do this thing. And I'm so appreciative of the fact that people have recognized me, have appreciated me, you know, have loved me, and have spoken about me in spaces where I'm not, you know, in my absence. So yeah, music is it's way deeper.
Yeah. Okay, who or what influences your sound, from local legends to international movements?
Locally, the one person that really influenced my sound was Prince KB back in the days. He still does. He's a good friend of mine. He's influenced my sound. People like Heavy K have influenced me. Black Coffee has influenced me. Shimza has influenced me. But even then, I also just had this thing where I just wanted to share me, you know, with that influence, which I appreciate. I never allowed that influence to take over, because I always knew that I've got my own identity. There's something that I need to share. There's something that I need to do. And I don't know, it comes from somewhere, man. Maybe it's God.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe it's God, yeah. I just get into studio and something just happens. I don't know what it is. I guess maybe it's godly influence.
So for those that don't know, you were on Gugulethu by
Yes.
Prince KB.
Mm-hmm.
How was that experience?
Oh, that was a great experience. By the way, that song changed my life. Started off with the late Afro brothers, DJ Click and Mohammed, working with them on the song, and then we later worked with Prince KB on the song. And that song was the one that introduced me to the world, that introduced me to the industry, you know. And I always knew that I just needed a stepping stone, and that song became a stepping stone that took my music career, that took my brand to a totally different dimension. And I just, you know, took from there. Hence, afterwards, I started releasing quite a lot of music. Ndingantaka, Kuleka, Hi Sapda now, Kuzolunga, Uzondidinga, Ixesha Sebenza. It's just ngizothandaza now with DJ Zintle as well as Murder and Msongi.
Yeah.
So yeah, that song changed my life. You have no idea, it changed my life.
Okay. Do you feel like South African Afro House has been carved out as a unique space globally?
It has. I mean, you look at the guys like your Kairos, your Shimzas, and I think we gotta appreciate Black Coffee, man, and the work that he's done. He has really just opened things up, you know, for South Africa. And today you're looking at people like your Inonapas, like the guys that I've mentioned, Kasango, that have broken boundaries. And I think what Black Coffee has done, he's really put South Africa on the map, you know. Now you can say I'm a producer from South Africa, I'm a DJ from South Africa, and people will listen, you know, because they know, you know, some of the global guys that are doing well are from South Africa. So yeah, no, we gotta give props to Hotman or Black Coffee, because I don't want to say if it wasn't for him, but from what I know in my experience, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be seeing so many exports from South Africa that are doing so well.
Okay. Your sound feels spiritual. Do you approach music from a healing or a storytelling space?
Both. I think it's where I am in the moment. Sometimes you can tell a story that heals. You can tell a story in the music that motivates. You can tell a story in the music that inspires. So I think it is essentially that. It's storytelling that could lead to healing. It's healing that is storytelling. It's so intertwined. It's so interconnected. It's just like radio. Storytelling is part of what radio is, and relatability that comes with radio then moves on to healing and motivation and inspiration and fun and humor and all of those things. And entertainment itself is healing, because if you are laughing and you are going to do something, that in itself is healing you to a certain extent. So yeah, I think it's both, man, and they're so interlinked in my approach to music. Or maybe let me not say my approach, because then that sounds like nothing to get in a studio and that's my approach. No. It's just what happens, and maybe it's just my purpose within the music space, that I have to be that guy, or I am that guy. It's not for a long time. I don't know, maybe it would change, because you know how people are bazabukela le podcast, but you are Sapda mahote uyahila mara manje sotita ama party, you know. Yeah. But music evolves and music changes, people change, people evolve, but at the current moment, that's where I'm at.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk about your new album, Mwandi.
Yes.
Firstly, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What does the title mean to you?
It's named after my son, my firstborn, my boy Mwandi. His name is Mwandi. That's special. You know, he's coming to my life and my wife's life. and it has literally, you know, just brought so much joy, you know, and so much elevation. So I wanted to, again, I felt that outside of just him being here, the music has also just grown into something else, and it has evolved into something else. If you listen to that EP, it's a lot of sounds, it's a lot of things, but still sticking to my identity. For me, it felt like it's growth. Last year I dropped an album, Kuzolunga album, in October, and early this year I dropped an EP, which is the one that we're talking about. And if you hear both of them, you still hear my sound. But in Mwandi, you hear that, hey, there's evolution, there's growth. You know. But yeah, it means so much to me, and it speaks to me as an individual who wants to grow, wants to succeed. Me as an artist who has evolved into something that has grown, that comes with growth. That speaks about Tumamina, Baba Tumamina, Ndia Deserva. That's one of the songs on the song. There's a song with Msongi that says, Ixesha masekusi isikhathi sakho kuyolunga konke, you know, be patient. And then there's High Sapda, which, by the way, I produced a song with BK Mona Lisa and was still on the vocals. Again, that for me is growth, because I've just discovered something that, I'm not saying I'm a vocalist, but I've discovered that, okay, there's something there where it can work, you know, because if you listen to High Sapda, I'm saying High Sapda, I'm the one on the vocals, on the vocals. So that's growth, that's evolution. So it really just represents that.
The song High Sapda has a music video, right?
Yes.
Okay, I've seen it quite a few times. Are you a music video type of person? Do you like them?
I wouldn't say I like them, but I know the need for music videos, you know.
Should we expect more?
Yeah, definitely. It's just awkward, you know.
Yeah.
Cut.
Yeah, okay.
Come back, Sapda. Do that again. Yeah. But now slower, Sapda. And then you do it again. You spend the whole day, but you know when you understand why you're doing it and the importance of doing it. And people wanting to connect visuals to the music, you just gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah.
Okay, what inspired the body work, and was it a personal journey, cultural moment, or a spiritual one?
Sure. It was a lot of things. I think personally, as an artist, I felt that it was time for me to start, as I'm growing my community and as I'm growing my family and my people. I needed to give more people more of me, you know, in the music, and yeah, I was at that point where I felt I need to express myself a little bit more. And again, it goes back to this thing, your identity, to saying that this is who Sapda is. You know, when you connect to Sapda, you're connecting on this level. So it was really just a personal one, spiritual one. I wouldn't say a cultural one, but if we are to say culture in the sense of the sound and 3-step, then yes, definitely from that perspective, yes, it's a cultural one from a 3-step Afro house perspective.
Mm-hmm. All right. What track on the album took the longest or hit the hardest for you emotionally?
Took the longest and hit the hardest. It was Tumamina. It hit the hardest. It hit the hardest. Didn't necessarily take the longest, but it hit the hardest because the song says, Baba Tumamina, ngoba ndiyathumeka. That hits hard, you know. Baba Tumamina ngoba ndiyathumeka, because I'm ready. I'm ready to be sent where you want me to send, where you want to send me. Baba Tumamina, because I deserve, ngoba ndiyadeserva, you know. Abaninzi bayandibuza ukuthi ndiyenza ngantoni, but ndiyenza ngawe, you know. that is so spiritual, you know. And shout out to Zintle, because she really came in and just connected to the production and the beat in that way. You know, that's also what I'm thinking. And again, studio music production is really also that. It's energy. You know, you hope that you invite someone into studio and they connect with your energy. And fortunately, you know, for me and Zintle, that happened, and we connected from that level. And I think it's such a powerful song. And look, I don't make music to get hits.
Yeah.
I believe that people will find the music. They will find the music. Some songs become hits, some songs don't become hits. But good music will always live beyond all of us, you know. So yeah, that hit hard.
Okay. Was this your most challenging project to date? And if so, why?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
I think my challenging project was my first album, which I dropped last year. It required a lot. It took me about 2 to 3 years to do the album. It took me some time.
Yeah.
Look, an album is no child's play.
Yeah.
An album is no child's play. You have to dig deep. You know, dig deep, even outside of the creativity, even outside of the creative process itself. There's context, there's energy that I spoke about. There's so much more to it. So that album, my Kuzolunga album, which I'm so happy about, and hopefully next year I'm gonna drop an album. That was my challenging project.
Okay. What's a Sapda studio session like? Is it rituals, setups, chaos, and vibes?
It's vibes.
Yeah.
It's just vibes. I treat studio as work. Mm-hmm. You know, like how you go to work 9 to 5. I treat it as such. I do a studio camp. We wake up, work every day till a certain time. I'm not creative after 5, after 6, after 7. There comes a time where I'm just like, yo, listen, I'm not creative, and I'm not going to push it. I'm gonna defoster, because the moment you get into that space, you don't dig deep into different creative spaces. You then move to default setting, and the default setting is same sound. So I'm real to myself about that, and I'm honest to myself about that. So vibes, not necessarily chaos. Maybe the last one was a little bit chaotic with Mthandazo Katya and Msongi and Sizwe Alakain, but yeah, I respect it to that point of view, to say, hey, look, siyasebenza apha, you know. Yes, we could be having fun and everything else that happens, but here we need to work, but also we need to connect to the music and really vibe to the music before it exits the studio.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you. Do you start with drums, vocals, or do you let the energy guide you each time?
I start with the drums, I start with the chords, the keys, I start with the actual beat, just to give the vocalist where I'm at. And then the vocals will then channel what I need to take out or put in. But once you've got you've layered your beat, your drums, your shakers, your elements that come into the song, whatever it is, the chords, the keys, it at least gives their vocalist an idea of where they can take the melody and where they can take the song. And then from there, then what happens will then channel how we arrange the music and arrange the song and what we take out and what we need to add. But yeah, music takes time. It's not, sometimes you've got those songs where we produce, vocalist comes in, then the song is done. Some songs I've had to take like 3 weeks just listening to them over and over again. I'm like, no, man. Kuzolunga needs a saxophone. You know, Sapda needs something that's going to elevated some progression, maybe a bass line. Maybe let's automate the vocals so that they don't hit as much, so that they give that suspense, that tension, and then we elevate them to a certain point, and then we, you're like driving it, but sometimes it happens over time where you listen to the music over and over again. So yeah, that's like my production process. And usually by the time a song is released, I probably listen to it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Are there any upcoming artists that you're working closely with, or any artists that you're keen on working with?
Yeah, at the moment, in terms of vocals, there's a lady by the name of Talita. I think she's absolutely brilliant. I worked with her on Kuzolunga. Still gonna work more on other projects. There's a lady that we've worked with now. Her name is Matix, on my upcoming EP with PKMZ. PKMZ is a producer as well that I've worked with quite a lot of times. He's coming up. He's produced Magumba, by the way, the big song now. Mm-hmm. So I'm working with him. There's a boy all the way from Burgersdorp. His name is T Maxi. I'm working with him. He's a dope producer. Yeah, those are the people that I can mention at the moment, that I'm still going to work more with. People that have an appetite, people that have the right attitude, because I'm also big on that. Sometimes we chase after these big artists because we think not that they're going to make you big as well, and you waste most of your time chasing, and you actually forget about the creative process because you want this person to be in studio. And I'm over that. I work with young people that are talented, one, mm-hmm. and two, that have the right attitude and have the right appetite.
So as a Afro tech producer, would you be keen on working with like the piano vocalists, female?
Yeah, I've done it quite a lot. Mm-hmm. I think music is music. I worked with Nkosazana daughter back in the days. I worked with Uzinhle. She's on Selima Tunzi. She's on Kuzeki. I worked with Msongi, who's on Kolantlizio Yam. I've worked with who else have I worked with? That is on piano. There's quite a lot. Basi, who's on Kwelanga, worked with her. Snatemba Konelo, also worked with her on my sound. So as you can hear, there's like, a variety of the ladies that and gents. Amos, I've worked with Amos, Songi as mentioned. There's many others that I've worked with. Talita herself as well, she's been on a piano song. For me, it's just music, man. It's just music, and I think as vocalists, a lot of the vocalists shouldn't close themselves up, to just one particular genre, because they've got a great opportunity versus producers that they can shift from one genre to another based on, their vocal capabilities, versus a producer or a DJ where they know Sapda for this sound, they expect Sapda to do this sound. Maso uqala gospel. Kuba yenye indawo ukuthi mina Sapda kwenzakalani, or mase ngishaya piano, deep house and all of that. But with the vocalist, look at Mahu, she's on 3-step, she's on piano, she's on maskande, that she's a musician, so yeah, so those are some of the artists that I've worked with.
Okay, what's one piece of advice you'd give to your younger self or any young producer trying to step into Afro house or 3-step today?
Don't be emotional about the music. Drop the music, we hold on to the music. Standing on is locked, standing on is exclusive. It's not helping the culture, it's not helping the sound. And piano has shown us that, yo man, kuphekwa namhlanje ngomso kuyareleaswa, kuphekwa namhlanje Friday kuyareleaswa, and we need to get into that culture as well. And even as a sound, piano has come with a different culture, the way the gents dress, the way they do studio, the way they show up. Even as Afro House, we need to find that, how we show up, how we dress up, how we look, and really just mess up the streets, man.
All right. what can fans expect next? Any visuals, remixes, tours?
Yes, there's quite a lot happening next week, Friday. I don't know when this podcast will drop, but I'm dropping on the 15th of August. I'm dropping an EP called Black and White. It's a collabo EP. Myself and PKMZ, we've been working for quite some time on his projects, on my projects, and we've decided, hey, mfana, Papa man, let's come together and let's work on something together, you know, and let's see where that takes us. And now we're dropping on the 15th of August, four-track EP that's dropping. I've got my birthday celebrations that are happening across Gauteng and in the Eastern Cape as well. I've got gigs, obviously, and then there's my Sapda's homecoming that's coming through on the 8th of November in Alwaldorf, in my hometown. And then there's radio. I'm on Metro FM, Monday to Friday, midnight to 3 a.m. In fact, later on today in Zavendingen at midnight. I've got a TV show on Soweto TV called Lifestyle 011 that I do every Saturday from 7 o'clock. So yeah, there's a lot happening. And I'm looking forward to the next 4 years. Sorry, not the next 4 years, the next 4 months rather, before the end of the year. And let's see where it goes and where it takes us.